we're experiencing record declines in receptivity to commercial messages. And I've seen Millward brand research that details this, and they use the analogy of this being the ad industry's climate change issue, which I think is a very good analogy. They're basically saying there's too much shouty crap out there, and storytelling is perhaps an alternative to that. I think brands are also realizing that to engage, they also need purpose, and getting your purpose across is difficult and needs to be done with care and respect for your audience. Storytelling is perhaps one way to do that.
And I think if brands weren't doing any storytelling, they'd just be selling. And as brand is still the way that consumers choose between one product and another, I think it is important. I mean, if you think about any brand, they have kind of multiple storylines going at any one time. So it could be kind of CSR stuff, or it could be audience stuff, it could be sponsorships, it could be news. And those multiple, it's very difficult. It's quite a tough job to bring all those multiple storylines together and craft them into a kind of cohesive brand story.
It's about something that has a communication, has a start, a middle and an end, and it works towards a punchline. Now, brands can tell stories, but the fact is they don't do it very well very often.
Okay.
So there's a lot of advertising out there that's trying to masquerade as stories.
Okay.
I think the aim of storytelling from a brand is, for me, when a brief has any hint of storytelling as opposed to advertising, which is how I kind of move around it, the stories tend to be about authenticity, and they drive the brand. It might be a brand repositioning, but it's essentially driving the brand towards a place that's more authentic than perhaps they've been previously. And that's where, a compelling narrative matched with a great character, whether that's talent or, the public or, maybe even the audience giving content back, is how they're becoming more authentic.
I think the first instance, as Nick's point, you really have to set up the story in the right way. But then, the digital storytelling can come through in different ways.
Yeah.
Much more interactive. You can put the user in control of the story. They can change the plot. They can change the characters. And they can interact with it and create their own stories.
Last couple of years, with all of the tech companies moving over and publishers becoming mobile first and focusing on mobile, I think there's complacency within the industry to assume that you're creating a video and that will therefore work on mobile and it's fine.
How does the storytelling that you do, particularly when you're doing for brands, appeal to them? What do you do that appeals to them and the way they consume content?
Well, firstly, millennials, there's a big difference in that age range. So there's, we're experts probably at the 15 to 24-year-old age bracket, because you can have someone who's in their early 20s, flat sharing, going out every night, compared to someone who's 34 and at home with kids. So we're very much splitting down the millennial group and targeting in. So
There's going to be a shift to brands who are going to work with genuine storytellers. And those genuine storytellers are going to control more of the actual story, and brands are going to have to learn to work with that. And the people that work at those brands and the industry as a whole need to educate those people.